Alright, hello everyone. So today's Thursday. Now I've already put all the Astro hours in to the website so you can see them in the members area. I've got gold in front of me. Let's take a look. Now today I've got the first hour is 7:35, so it's going to be down there. The other one is 12:35 to 45, which is going to be there. 12:35 45 is that one. And then we've got 3:40, which should be your setup for the news, because we've got news coming out. Then we've got 6:40. Okay, there's your 4:40, sorry, not 6:40, 4:40. And then we should have a target at 8:20. The market will likely push further up. If it does, it should take us into 10 o'clock. Right, where the market should stabilize, I'm thinking. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. Now yesterday, these were the Astro hours yesterday, right? So if you bought, you would have gone to the target, and that's your closing Astro hour. That was your target. Remember, we had 2,354 as the high today. And then I said, what we need to do, we need to play both sides of the game, which is buy the low, sell the high. Okay, it went down first, so buying the low was the better option as the market came down, and from the lows it went up. Remember, Monday and Tuesday were swing days with gold, right? So that's your Monday, the low of the day. Tuesday, market retests slightly higher, around the same, and then pushes up. Okay, so now we've got an expansion in range. So now the market comes back down, we're going to be buyers again. Okay, and then if you take a look at your weekly, then we'll have a target of 70, 2,462, but that's on the weekly, so we want to be a bit closer. So what we have here, as you can see, is 59.57, which should be 2,392, 2,381, and that level 92 is here now. Okay, and 81 is there. Right, so if we come back into Astro hours, then going up again is the option. Okay, we got a nice breakout here as well, which I said it was either going to break it down or it was going to break up. So if the market was low at the lows, going up was the way to go. Now, so we want to just keep pushing that up. A good buy kiss is 51.30 if it comes there today, which is the opening pretty much. So if we see the market back at here, the closing of yesterday or the opening of today, you can go long again. There aren't any gaps down here, so I'm thinking this zone is probably the way to go. Alright, so euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember on the weekly we had that breakout, so on the pullbacks, buying is not a bad idea. I had a position in this yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, sorry, that went up. Yesterday the market, as you can see, on the mid-range, comes down, goes up, comes down. Astro hours going all the way back up. Now we're still in a sideways motion here. So on the daily, what can we expect? Well, we can expect market, let's see, as you can see, this is a big pull up. So we're above the high of yesterday. Okay, so this is what we can do. Because we've got heavy news coming out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is non-farm payroll, so that's an important news. So what we can do, if we come back down again, we can set up for a long. If it breaks out on a pullback into this zone or the opening closing, then we can push up again at Astro hours. Obviously, be careful for the news. Like I said on Monday, every day we got news, so you've got to be careful. Okay, but this, because of the weekly pivot, not the weekly pivot, the weekly PST breaking out, I don't mind seeing this going up. SP 500. Now with this as well, remember we said we're going up, so market went up yesterday, so if you went long, you should have been fine. These were the Astro hours, so if you went long, you should have been just fine. Remember I said the market should be pushing into there, and so on. Market comes back to retest in New York and goes all the way up to the target zone here, and this is where the market, you know, kept pushing as well as we got to 745. Now on the weekly, we got that breakout, which I said is probably going to happen because of that PST level, and going long was the way to go, like I said yesterday as well, and that's exactly what the market did here. All right, so no big deal, as you can see, going all the way up. Now what can we do today? Now there's a bit of a gap here, so we'll have to wait for the news. This news might be a dump news because they pumped it up now. All right, so they pumped it up, and then going back down may be another issue. So what are we going to do? We might have some more room to come up, which is fine. And if I do this, that's the case too. All right, so yeah. What to do? Well, you know, if you took profit, great. Obviously, you know, manage your trade. If you haven't got a trade and you want to wait, then, you know, coming back down into the daily pivot or slightly lower as well is on the cards because of this breakout happening on this bar, and there's a bit of a gap there. So this is where we want to end up, in this zone. All right, which should be there. So if the market comes down into the news, obviously news is important, but like I said yesterday as well, if you're going to play the news, if you're using your ATAM, or if you learn technical analysis from me, you can always wait for the U-turn. So if the market comes back down and then there's the news, like here, right, this is the Astro hour, and then you can just wait for the U-turn to happen. Bars change color, go in, put your stop loss under the low, and just follow through into the target area, you know, the target hours. So that's also doable. It's just a matter of, you know, following that through. So same with this. If it comes back down, and then you can just wait for a UE to go the other way. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. With the Dow Jones as well, same kind of thing, guys. Remember, on the pullback I said we need to go up. There's room to go up. And same with Dow Jones, NASDAQ. We talked about it yesterday because they should all be going to a certain target. Now that was a target yesterday. Dow Jones market comes down and going up. See, yesterday breakout is good. I said you got to be careful for this. 50, that is today, 38,905. 38,905. So that's here today. Depends on the news now. Okay, depending on the news, we'll see how things are going to pan out, but this is a nice breakout. We should probably hit into that range. On the weekly as well, we've got room to come into that 58, 39,186, which is up there. Okay, so there's still room to go, and a bit more dependent on the news. So you might just want to sit tight on this one. Okay, if it comes back down again, wanting to go long is an option, and you can set yourselves up for after the news today. The news is coming out at 3:30, 3:15, 3:30 and 3:45. You can set yourself up for that one. Okay, now then, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, as with the indices, the same kind of thing. Market yesterday, if it dipped down, we needed to go long, and if you did, you would have made a killing. Okay, so there you go. Alright, now remember, these were targets for us yesterday. Okay, so market going into the targets nice and easy at the Astro hours. We're there as well. This is a huge push up. So now what should we do? Well, there you go. See how the market is making the targets that the PST indicator has. So that's just awesome. You know, going in there is just awesome. Once, you know, we're breaking out, that's it. You know, it's just huge, and it's going all the way into those levels. So on the weekly, we've got a breakout as well. So this is pretty aggressive, as you can see. What can you do? Just follow through. Today, we should have a bit of a pullback, maybe at least into this 19,000 zone. There's a bit of a gap here which might bring us back to 18,830. I don't know. Maybe we'll go down today and then we'll set ourselves up for news tomorrow with the non-farm payroll. Obviously no buying up here unless the market is at Astro hours and we want to follow that through. Okay, so that's basically it. It's a bit tricky for this. You need to wait for New York in any case because of the hours 3:40 and 4:40. But same kind of routine. If there's a pullback like to the daily pivot or slightly down here where it kind of like closes the gap, then going up might be the way to go. But I suspect we should just stick around here pretty much. If it's going to retrace down, it should start at 7:30, 7:35, something like that. So don't rush the trade. Now with Bitcoin, remember with Bitcoin I said, guys, we can go up at Astro hours because we've got targets there. So if you're following it up, you're doing all right. Same kind of thing. There you go. Okay, so the market pretty much, that was what, yesterday. So yeah, pretty much from here pushing up again. As you can see, that was the opening and then pushing upwards and so on. A bit tricky because this is a sell zone. If you want to wait, I would prefer that rather than diving in. But there's a PST breakout here. So actually any pullback is legit to go long again. If it comes back down to 68,750 zone, that's going to be hot, which is down here. So if the market does come back down here, or 69,700, I think you can still go up with a tight stop loss. You can follow that through. Right, yeah. Okay, I'm not, going too much into detail because I'm telling you guys what to do, because you guys know technical analysis and money management. You know where to get in and how to get in. All right, and that's how it is. But this is the zone. You should know why that's the zone. At the end of the day, that's going to be your goodbye kiss zone. So the market coming down here, if it's an Astro hour going up, is okay. Same here. Why? Because of the gap. So if I do this, okay, top to top, that's your breakout, pulling back, going up again. So if you pull back in again, then buying to go up is logical. Be mindful of that gap here as well. So that's the zone, and that's the zone to push back up. Don't buy the highs because it will retrace, or if it does, you're just going to end up in a mess. Okay, so be smart.